welcome to another episode of the Nashville Scoop. I'm Chris McKenna.
I'm Craig Candage.
And this week we did a little bit different thing. We went to a breakfast spot. We went to Milk and Honey, and it's on 11th in the Gulch.
Yeah, the Gulch is just above Broadway, and it's where a lot of people stay when they're coming to town. It's a pretty cool spot. They got a lot of restaurants and things. It's a little bit nicer than Broadway, so people tend to stay there.
Yeah, it was really nice. I haven't spent a ton of time down there, but so went this morning, and actually the plan this morning wasn't to go to Milk and Honey. It was to go to one of your favorite places.
Yeah, Biscuit Love. So Biscuit Love is number one on all tourist articles.
Like destinations.
For breakfast in Nashville. I've been there multiple times. We'll save my review for that for another day. We did get pushed over to Milk and Honey, which coincidentally is also one of my favorite breakfast spots in town anyway.
Nice.
So
we're definitely we're gonna hit up the Biscuit Love one, maybe even later this week for a future episode. But so didn't get there today. They were closed down last second for some reason. We're not even sure why.
They were closed down temporarily for maintenance. So could have been anything, but.
Yeah. We'll see, I guess. But so anyway, so we did Milk and Honey. First thing, so I have not been there yet. This was my first time to this place, and first thing I'll say, parking in the area is actually really easy. There's a ton of parking
surface parking lots, and usually first hour's free, and then it's cheap too. I think my next hour was like $6.
Yeah,
which for here that's pretty affordable.
So that would have been 2 hours and would have been $6.
$6 for 2 hours, yeah.
So.
It's also located 11th Ave South in the Gulch. Is also between Milk and Honey and Biscuit Love is the famous Nashville Wings.
Yep.
So the mural that there's
Walked
usually
right
a giant line at. Today there wasn't. We got a photo of them for you, so check that out on the socials.
On YouTube and stuff.
Yep.
So, but yeah, it was good. So I was kind of expecting it to be busy, and it's not that it wasn't super busy, but we did get right in, which was good. By the time we left, there was definitely a wait, so we got there at the right time this morning, so that was good.
If you get to anywhere here, usually prior to 8:30, you can usually get in the morning. Mm-hmm. After that, forget about it. There's a line.
Yeah, everybody's waking up from the night before and just stumbling into their breakfast places and things like that. So
all the visitors wake up late.
Yeah, if you get there before 9, you should be good. So we sat down again, seated right away. Looked at the menu.
They have indoor, outdoor seating, plus they have a bar.
Yeah.
And they have a bakery as well inside, so you can just grab food from the bakery, take off, sit at the bar, or in or out, depending on the weather.
Yeah, so we ended up getting seated indoors and right next to the bar, so we got a good view of all that stuff. We tried to order drinks. I mean, not like we were ordering anything crazy. You asked for cranberry juice, and the guy was baffled.
Did not know if they had it or not.
Had no idea if they had cranberry juice. Eventually we found out they did carry cranberry juice, so that's good.
But not apple
apple juice, so I just stuck with water.
So the juices that they carry are for the mimosa bar only, I guess.
Mixes.
So they're all, essentially they're all mixes. So they did have cranberry because that goes in, in a mimosa.
I guess I probably should have ordered orange juice. That probably would have been the safe way to go.
They had that. They had about 8 different juices, but they were combinations like an orange pineapple or something like that to make a tastier mimosa.
Yeah. So it is what it is, right? So so you got your cranberry, I got my water, and then what'd you order?
I got a egg, mozzarella, and prosciutto biscuit.
Yeah, look good.
And a side of fresh berries, which was blueberries and strawberries.
Nice.
Mine was amazing. This
Have you had it before?
I have not had that one before.
No,
every time I go there, I get a little something different.
I mean, there's a ton of things to order.
Their menu,
really,
and check it out on
really
our socials.
Menu.
They have everything from biscuits and You can go very unhealthy breakfast or straight down to, smoked salmon and fruit.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a little bit of everything there, and it is a full bakery, so that, they have everything included in a bakery as well.
Yeah, I mean, so yours looked really good, and you can talk about that in a second. I got really basic. I went with a omelet ham and cheese omelet, and came with so you can pick from a bunch of different sides. I went with the yogurt and granola. Not usually a huge like Greek yogurt fan, but I mean this one it was actually really good.
Looked a little thinner than your typical Greek yogurt.
It was thinner than your typical like store-bought Greek yogurt, which is why I think I probably liked it.
What flavor was that?
It was just like
vanilla.
Yeah, it was vanilla, I think.
It was white, so I couldn't tell.
It was the thing that I liked a lot was the fresh granola. So I imagine they probably make it there. It was very fresh, so it was good. Mix in, and the yogurt granola was great.
How's the omelet?
So the omelet, it wasn't bad, but I was expecting maybe a little bit more. It was. Right. So like the size of the omelet was fine. We knew it was going to be a 3-egg omelet, perfect, but it was really, really thin, almost crepe-like, you know, and really small pieces of ham. The amount of ham, fine, I wasn't looking for anything super heavy, so it was actually perfect, and it tasted good. It's just typically, when you order an omelet, they're a little bit more fluffed up,
right?
It was just a thin omelet. It tasted fine, but yeah, it was good.
Good. My biscuit that was on mine was about the size of an English muffin, so it was a pretty good sized biscuit.
It was, yeah.
Very moist inside, which I love. Little harder than I'd like on the outside.
Okay.
It was, it wasn't a tooth breaker.
Right.
But it definitely had a little bit harder shell than
Sure.
I would like. They probably made them, yesterday or
right.
earlier today, and they just, sitting out a little bit longer. But the prosciutto, everything was, the inside was great.
Good. Nice. What else, what do you have? I know you said you try to change it up a little bit. Like, what else sort of stands out that you've had in the past? Anything else you can think of?
I've gone with your typical, bagel with lox,
yep.
Those kind of things. I tend to go towards, more of the smoked salmon, the mixed fruits, things like
Sure.
that for breakfast. I'm not a big breakfast person.
Yeah.
So I try to go with something like that, or I'll go with like a turkey club sandwich for breakfast.
Interesting choice.
And they have like breakfast, brunch, and lunch, but you can order it all at any given time.
Right.
I've gotten like a chicken and biscuit there before. That was really good.
Yeah.
I just usually tend to go with like a fruit or like a healthier side.
One thing I forgot to check, I don't know if you just know this off the top of your head, but like, do you know what their typical hours are? They're just their breakfast
7 to
brunch?
3.
Yeah, so it is to 3.
7
right?
to 3, and then if you don't get there, as we were leaving, I think we got there around 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
After a holiday, so you expect it to be a little bit slower.
Yeah.
But as we were leaving, they were starting to form a line.
Yeah.
And take
people
names.
were waiting. Yeah. Honestly, like as soon as we sat down, I looked and I was like, ooh, we made it just in time. Like before we even got our water, water and cranberry, there was already a big line waiting to be seated. So we got there right in time. So that was good. But yeah, no, it seems like a pretty cool place, just for like the breakfast brunch, that type.
It's turned into more of a kind of a touristy spot too.
Yeah.
Just with Biscuit Love being so close,
right.
And the line that forms there fairly early, people end up getting pushed
sense.
off. They'll go look at the wings and then realize, oh wait, there's another breakfast place over here, and they'll jump in there. Mm-hmm. So it's slowly become a really popular place.
Yeah, it seems. I know it's a popular area in general.
Gulch in general is very popular. Yeah.
But yeah, I liked it a lot. Like the whole atmosphere of the place was great. A lot of breakfast places you can be just like absolutely crammed in. They try and fit as many people as they possibly can. Like this is a nice open area to be seated and things like that, and then you go out into the patio area as well. And like you said, like it even has a bar. So like it's not your typical like breakfast diner.
No,
it's
not.
What I mean? So
those breakfast diners are they cram everyone in.
Yeah,
it's usually kind of quiet because everyone's so close. They're kind of like whispering to each other.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing I can't stand.
Same.
Yeah, like you go in and you see it with again breakfast places, like even small lunch places and stuff. Like where they do it that's big? It's Cheesecake Factory.
Yes.
Like you'll go into a Cheesecake Factory and you're literally a foot away from the next table. I can't.
It's awkward. You feel like you can't have your own conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
This place is not like
you're
that.
Like hiding your face. You're like turning away. You're whispering to people. It's just like it's weird. Anyway, this is not one of those.
No,
Like,
you got plenty of room. I mean, mostly individual tables, high tops, low tops. They got, some booths. And then the bar. But the ambiance in there in general is just, you can hear other people talking, but not loud.
Right.
It's almost like a low background sound.
Yeah, I mean, I probably couldn't have heard our like next door neighbors conversation if I
tried.
to,
I'm nosy, and I tried, and I couldn't hear anything.
Couldn't get anything good out of them.
So what do you think as far as so you've done quite a few breakfasts here?
Oh yeah.
What do you think as far as just all around?
All around.
All around as far as the ambiance, the easy parking.
Yeah, I mean,
food quality.
So like going back to some of our past reviews, obviously parking would be a big thing. Like I gave some lower numbers based off of parking and things like that. Like this definitely wasn't that. I mean, ton of really good parking, which makes it easy. So like I could bring my family there if I wanted to, and it's definitely
very kid friendly.
Yeah, it was a family right next to us. There was a table of like 8, I think. They had a couple of kids. So I mean, overall, like, yeah, ambiance was great. Like I said, it was nice and spread out. So like, especially when you have kids and you're in those like crammed diners, like you feel bad sometimes because like you have like a 6-year-old, 8-year-old, like they're going to get loud and you don't want to ruin everybody else's time either. And this wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Like I could bring my kids there and feel absolutely fine about it.
And as far as the menu, there's no kids menu.
No, I think they had stuff for kids. Didn't
did they?
I thought they did.
I didn't see anything on the menu that said kids.
Oh, maybe
but
not.
they did have plenty of like waffles and pancakes.
Yeah,
and
I was gonna
things
say
like
even
that.
if they don't, there's plenty of stuff for kids there.
Right.
Yeah. You could like because they have you could just order individual stuff too.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and their coffee menu was pretty extensive.
That
too.
was extensive. Yep.
I mean, it's a full-on coffee bar there, along with mimosa bar.
Yep.
So definitely, as far as your coffees and your alcoholic morning drinks, you're all set. Plenty of choices.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I mean, I liked it a lot. Atmosphere great, parking was great. The ability to get in, and again, I know we went at the right time, so we didn't have to wait. So I mean, that probably makes it feel a lot better than what I was expecting anyway.
Even when you have to wait there, it's worth it. Unlike some other places that we're gonna.
I mean, I've waited
review soon.
I've waited for 30-40 minutes at places that absolutely did not deserve the 30 to 40 minute wait. And having been there now, I would wait that long for this place for sure.
Especially with the options.
Yeah.
I mean, you just have so many.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. I mean, overall, the only reason that I'll give it as low a mark as I'm gonna give it is just because the omelet I think could have been a little bit better.
Right.
I've definitely had better omelets. And again, this wasn't bad, but I'd still give it overall like a 7. For me, that's a pretty.
That's
good
a
mark.
good. Yeah, that's a good rating. I actually had someone. I had a friend in town the other day, Rob. And he says, "Man, you rate things a lot better than Chris does."
No, I'm realistic.
And I said he's a little bit different on how he rates. I said, but you'll hear some
well, my big
lower
thing is,
ones from me soon.
I mean, there's got to be room for either improvement or you're never gonna be
Nothing's perfect.
the best,
right?
You're never gonna get a 10 out of me, and it's gonna be like you need to really impress me to get anything over an 8. So for me, like 8, 9. 10 is never going to happen.
Right.
So 8 or a 9 is like
a
this
really
thing
good
better
rating.
be outstanding.
Yeah.
And I would have given this an 8 if the omelet was just a little bit better, like maybe a little bit better presentation too. But it was just like it was a flat omelet. That's all. And I'm not even saying that it was bad. I had a great time and it was good food. So I don't have any complaints. So
I'm gonna do a double rating. I'm gonna do my today experience.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do my overall since I've been living here and gone there a bunch of times. Experience.
What do you got?
So my experience today was a 7.
Yeah.
For me, I had the option to go biscuit or sourdough for that sandwich. I went biscuit. If I'd have taken it back, I'd have went sourdough because of the quality of the biscuit.
Okay.
And when you're down here, everybody has biscuits. Like
yeah.
I mean, Loveless Cafe, which we may or may not do sometime, by far has the best biscuits here. Like, it's a whole different ballgame.
Wait, Biscuit Love doesn't have the best.
We'll get into that soon.
Okay.
I'll talk about that right after this rating. Yeah. So, I gave that a 7 today. My rating for them in general, I'm gonna do like between an 8 and an 8.5.
Okay.
I'm not a big breakfast guy.
Right.
So for me, it's not my favorite meal of the day, but this is my one or number two breakfast spot in the area.
Nice.
Just their menu's big. You have a ton of choices. No matter what kind of mood you're in, you can find something.
Sure.
Easy parking, great ambiance, and it's in a really nice kind of clean part of town.
Yeah.
And so it just the all around, experience is always a positive experience. So for me, 8 to an 8.5 for the restaurant itself. They closed down for a while last year. Some of the apartments above them had flooded for some reason.
Okay.
I was pretty disappointed because at that time we were going often.
Yeah.
That's actually what got us not going there was that happened. They closed down
Sort
for,
of
I think,
broke the cycle up a little bit.
Exactly.
And then you have to now you're back on
found
it.
some new places.
Oh, well, that's good too.
So to go back to Biscuit Love, though, and this isn't
right.
about that, but we are going to hit that later this week.
Yeah,
It was our original intention to go there.
Yeah. As long as they open again. We don't know.
They said they were going to
happened,
be open later on today.
Okay.
So we will do that, and that will probably be the episode after this one, or potentially just
maybe in a
one
couple
one
weeks,
after that one in a couple weeks. But we're going to hit that this week and review it so that you do still get the opportunity to hear a real review about Biscuit Love rather than everything that you hear on the tourist articles, because a lot of and we've talked about it before, a lot of those articles, they've never been there.
Right.
It's what they read on other articles or what they're paid to write.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think the good thing with that one is going to be, it is so popular and you have been there, so you already have an opinion. I've never been there before. I know what your opinion on it is, and I won't say, I think you're kind of alluding to it, but I'm not going to say exactly what you've said to me, but
I'll give them a chance to change my mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'll go into it with an open mind, and I was actually looking forward to it. So I was hoping
we've been talking about this one for a while.
But yeah. Anyway, we'll get back on this one, which we're basically done anyway. But yeah, I mean, I get a 7, you get a 7 for today. Overall, 8.5.
I mean, definitely if you're in town and you're doing the Broadway thing,
it's worth it.
Go up a few blocks and
Absolutely.
hit this spot because they have something for everyone. It's a really, really good place. Food's in and out quick. I think our meal today was $30, which for a breakfast here, pretty average.
Yep.
Not expensive.
Yeah, it was like
not cheap.
Yeah, it was right around $30 without the tip and everything. Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was good. I liked it a lot. I would definitely go back there. I recommend definitely checking it out. And anything else for you?
No, I think I'm good.
All right, awesome. Well, that wraps it up, and we thank you guys for listening, and we'll talk to you again next week.
See you next week.
Download our episodes on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram at Nashville Scoop Podcast. I'm at The Nashville Realtor, and Craig is at Real Estate Rockstar.